Alright, everyone. Welcome to the Top Secret Intel. And today's read, we'll be reading the special one-shot edition of Image Comics Spawn Resurrection. Yeah. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive right into it. Join me, will you? Look at that cover by one Todd McFarlane. No, oh, John Boy. He did the cover? Okay, well, alright. So it was Todd McFarlane. And there's Al Simmons on an X cross. Or nailed to an X. A sideways cross, I guess. Alright. Everything I've done, I have done out of love. Of all the torments you could have chosen for yourself, you settled on crucifixion. If I didn't know better, I'd think there was some weird symbolism in that. We'll discuss that later. For now, I want to ask, do you recognize me? Leave me alone. I don't care who you are. Liar! You care. You just don't want to admit it. Come on, think. It'll come to you. I had a little dog once, when I was 9, but I don't remember it talking. If it's any consolation, I tried the crucifixion thing once. If you had bothered to ask, I would have told you it's overrated. So, you're God? Is that it? Then you already know I don't want to talk to you. I put myself here for a reason. You'd be surprised at what I don't know. That's why I'm here. What's your game? To explain something. Something important. If you don't like what I have to say, then I'll leave you alone and you can go back to torturing yourself in solitude. Now, follow me. You need to understand the truth. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the surface of the deep. In the beginning, I created. I gave the universe form. And in creating it, I determined exactly what would happen and when it would end. And when I looked at everything I'd created, it was perfect. So perfect and predetermined that it no longer had meaning. It had become a complete waste of my time. So I changed things. I created humanity, because I needed something that was flawed. Let's say I believe you're God, which I don't. I'm not interested in what you have to say. But if you feel the need to talk about your bullshit story, go ahead. I can't stop you. Lament about how difficult it is to be a god. You wouldn't be the first. Oh, that's right. You know everything. You have it all figured out. That's why you blew your brains out, Because you've got all the answers. So I'm going to talk. You don't have to listen if you don't want. Humanity is a unique part of my creation. All those centuries ago, I realized I'd made a mistake. If everything I'd created was perfect, and it was all decided, then it was pointless. I couldn't accept that. I decided I didn't want to know how it all ends for your race. There was only one way to do that. I had to make myself forget. I hid the end of humanity's story, even from myself. That's the point of mankind. That's the truth. Why are you telling me this? Because one thing I can do is see into people's hearts. I know why you killed yourself. It was the only option you felt you had. You wanted to take yourself out of the game because you were sick of it all. And you wanted your disappearance to cause a ripple effect. When I hid the future from myself, I'd forgotten there was going to be a war. An attack on our soil by militant fundamentalists is an attack on the American way of life. Fatal shooting. Channel 12 News. Ask yourself one question. Can you look in the mirror and accept what we've allowed to happen in this country? Can you turn a deaf ear to the socialist propaganda that spews from the liberal mouthpiece? The terrorists didn't. These Muslims feed into the liberal lie, the one that says they can wear their hijabs in public while they're using our own planes to kill us. We're allowed bleeding heart liberals to make us feel guilty for racial profiling. They told us the beheadings and the hijackings wouldn't happen if we just accepted these people for who they are. So we listened, and we tolerated. And the liberals got emboldened, and now some thug, some punk, gets shot in the back down in Louisiana, and the lefties go crazy again. Let me ask you another question, America. Do you think these godless sons of bitches throwing petrol bombs at police are on your side? The side of common decency? Do you think some punk who didn't bother to finish his education, who stole from a convenience store because the socialists told him theft is property? You think that arrogant son of a bitch didn't deserve to get shot from running from the scene of a crime? Get on the same page, America. This is war. No two ways about it. We were fighting it from 3,000 miles from our shores, but we took our eyes off the prize. And now, the radicals are waging war under our very noses. The hoodie is the new hijab. It's the same war. It's always been, folks. A war between good and evil. Which side are you going to be on? I killed myself because it was time. Nothing was going to change, so I changed things. To what end? You didn't change anything. You created a vacuum and let some poor soul take over your identity. Jim Downing never stood a chance. You condemned him the moment you committed suicide. I did what was needed to be left alone. That's not true. You don't want to be left alone. You want to be loved. Loved? You're not that fucking naive. So tell me, God, how does my torment represent your love? Bitter, aren't you? I'd have thought a man bound by chains would be the first to understand. Let me ask, would you rather I showed you your future? Will you be imprisoned by that fate? Or would you rather be free? Doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Come with me. I need to show you in a way you'll understand. This is you. You were 10, weren't you? The last time you actually felt safe. And then, bang! Your innocence was burnt away. How about this? The moment you first saw Wanda in her wedding dress, you told yourself she was perfect. And for one day, at least, you believed in me. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Papa's gonna buy you a mockingbird. Later, you talked about wanting children. She especially wanted them. Remember how shocked you were when she told you she was pregnant? Or how you felt when you heard your son's heartbeat for the first time? You sang often to your unborn child, didn't you? No. Don't. Even on that day when your baby's heartbeat slowed down to nothing, the day you and Wanda found out you'd lost him, and then he wasn't anything at all. Later, you were murdered by your friend. All of it a lie, carefully calculated. At your funeral, your killer stood at Wanda's side, comforting her. All of it a lie, carefully calculated. But did it matter? Because you had already agreed to become Malbosia's hellspawn, giving him your soul in exchange for one more moment with one. All of it a lie, carefully calculated. And this is the moment you abandoned hope, committing existential suicide and sending yourself here to limbo. All because of a lie. You didn't kill yourself because you thought it was a good idea. You killed yourself because someone manipulated you to do it. This is bullshit. Keep telling yourself that lie. What you've never understood is hell runs way deeper than Malbosia's realm, and they control all of their soldiers, all the time. You're no exception. You're in limbo because they wanted you to be here, because it would be easier for them if you were around. They needed you gone. It's not the first time they've sought to control Earth. When they found out I'd chosen not to interfere anymore, they sent their kind to Earth. Demons, along with rogue angels, came to this planet. So I had to purge it with a flood. I swore I wouldn't interfere, but I did that one time. I tried drowning them all so that I could start over again. You didn't purge them all, did you? No. Some survived. They've been haunting your kind ever since. It's why angels and demons fight over you. They're jealous. Because you determine your own fate. They want to take that from you. Don't let them do that. Where are we going now? To a place you need. A place everyone needs. And the reason any good person does anything. I don't remember. Because it just happened. 2 days ago, as she was driving to a charity hospital event. It was one bad turn. Wanda was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Emotions were high that night. Everywhere on the streets it was chaotic. Rage took over because certain groups brought their own agitators. No one knew anyone. People began pushing and shoving. Wanda found herself going the wrong way down a one-way street. Then it happened. Someone pulled the trigger. A boy, with his back to the shooter, his arms in the air, his gun down. And nobody could really say how it happened. And thousands of you ask the same questions you always do. How could I, God, let this happen? They wonder, where's my compassion, my grace at that moment? Maybe the coroner takes just a little too long to move the body from the sidewalk. The cops try keeping the peace while they figure out what really went down. But everyone has already made up their minds by then. They all think they know the end of this story and why it happened. Nobody does. The end is always a beginning of something worse. And somebody, somewhere, will benefit from this particular end. Move back! All of you! You pigs! You shot that boy for nothing! It was just one wrong turn, Al. Just one turn. But someone was pulling the strings. Someone who was taking advantage of the fact you were gone. You trying to run us down, bitch? You one of them? You working for them? Crash! They stood to benefit. They wanted you to kill yourself so you couldn't be there that night. No! There's someone in the car! We gotta get her out! You crazy? We can't pull her out. It's starting to burn. Somebody! Help! Please! My seatbelt! It's stuck! Please! Please! I have children. Lord, please help me. Hush, little baby. Hush, little baby. Don't say. Say. Wow. Wanda, no! She was calling for you. For your help, and you did nothing? You fucking did nothing! You sick bastard! I didn't answer her. I didn't help her. But neither did you. You were both absent that day. Exactly the way they wanted it. The way they planned it. So you have two choices. You can lament about what's already done, or you can do something to fix it. She's dead. I'm sorry about that. But you need to make a decision about whether you're going to let them continue to do this to others. You piece of shit! You abandoned her when you could have helped. You could have prevented this. Where is she? Tell me where she is! We both abandoned her. And you're right. She's dead because of that. But her soul isn't. And it chose to be with her unborn child. Where? To hell. To find her unborn baby. They stole the soul of your unborn child. Those that want to hurt you. That's where Wanda is. She was dying. And she thought of him? Yes. And now she's trapped. Lost. Confused. I'm protecting them both as best I can. But I can't go there. Only you can. Why are you doing this? Now. Because I can't interfere. But I can't afford not to. Not anymore. I don't need your help. Yes, you do. And you'll need even more power. This sword will help you. Take it, and use it against those spreading the disease called evil. Make them feel your wrath. And make them feel the same pain they've inflicted upon you all this time. Find that evil, and you'll find Wanda and your unborn child. And if I don't believe any of this, or you, that's your choice. Your free will. Sadly, you humans don't always make the right choices. He's gone. He looks at the sword. Hush, little. Don't say a word. Cool. Take my sword of the spirit, for it is my word. Don't go back as my champion. Go back as their champion, Al. Be the champion of the people, of free will and self-determination. Be great. Be strong. Be Spawn. Boom! And there you have it. Right? There you have it. That was Spawn Resurrection one-shot. It was, can be found in the pages of Spawn. So, Spawn 250, I guess. The chaotic showdown between Jim Downing and the costume continues to cripple the city in the form of bugs, snakes, and other creepy crawlers. Without a way to escape, the citizens of New York are trapped amidst the destruction happening around them. It is up to Jim to defeat the costume and save the city. But in doing so, it will be the last thing he ever does. In the wake of the battle, a familiar face emerges, dispersing the bugs and darkness, standing triumphant. It is Al Simmons. So I hope you enjoyed this reading of the top secret intel aboard the highly technical, highly advanced capital vessel. Yeah. And there will be more to be found in the future as long as you follow what needs to be followed right down below. You know what it is. All right. See you next time. Stay absolutely powerful.